why this animal shelter in particular was selected to receive the cats from Florida.
Well, we are a partner of ASPCA for emergency sheltering. So we were one of the partners that they asked for us to help out with the cats. We've been doing this for years with them. I mean, they're a great partner. So they provide the transportation and we provide the care.
And then what does it mean to you to see these cats like have been rescued from Florida?
Well, it means a lot because I've worked on the ground during Katrina, during Superstorm Sandy, and many others, and the devastation is just insane, and it's very hard. It's very hard for the animals, and in this case, we needed to get animals out of the shelters there, so that the people who also care for them can get out, the animals can get out, and then they can get back into the shelters afterwards and be able to take in animals that are displaced from the shelter, from the community. I mean, animals sometimes may have been with their owners and then the house gets destroyed and the animal and the pet and the person get separated. So it is very important to keep these shelters open and available, provided they don't have any damage.
And then what type of care have you like already provided to these cats as they have like came into the shelter? They've been quarantined, right, for 48 hours. So like, did they receive any like additional shots or anything like that?
Yeah, so the state mandates a 48-hour quarantine, which they've already been released from, and then they are checked over by our veterinarian, making sure they're all cleared for adoption, and then they're put on the adoption floor. So if any of them needed spay neuter, that was taken care of. Any update on vaccines, any of those things were taken care of.
No, I've heard that was a couple dozen cats that you guys received. What's like do you know the exact total?
We received 10 of the cats. I believe 40 or so came into the state. There was two of us of our organizations in Massachusetts that were able to take cats. We were hoping to get a lot more in. Unfortunately, the Department of Agriculture did not grant the emergency waiver for the other one. So we ended up with 10. We had capacity to take at least 50.
So how will the adoption process also work too?
Some of the animals have already, come from our transport facility down to our adoption facility, which I'm at right now, and Oreo's here along with a couple of the others. And as soon as but we expect them to get adopted pretty quickly. We've had people already calling for them, so we're hoping they get in their forever homes pretty quick.
Now, do you post them too on the website? You guys have a website, right? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
our website is secondchanceanimals.org, and some of them have already been posted on there.
Okay, so you can see like basically all the types of cats that are available on there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And awesome. We have dogs too. We have a lot of dogs and puppies right now too. Not from the hurricane, but in general.
Yeah. The shelter must be full now.
It is. Besides being an emergency placement partner, we're also a partner with the ASPCA that we take regular transports from overcrowded shelters to prevent euthanasia, as well as taking in animals locally from owner surrenders and from animal control. And so we are constantly busy. We do about 1,700 adoptions a year. Our organization helps 40,000 animals a year, but that's through we try to keep pets and people together, so we run veterinary hospitals as well.
Okay. And then going back to the hurricane too, like what are your particular thoughts on that? Like what's happening down there right now?
I'm very worried. The initial pictures that I have seen, especially from the area that we took these animals, is complete devastation. I know that I've been in contact, and so far they've only been able to contact one of the shelter workers. So I'm very worried. I don't know the condition of the shelter that these cats came from, and I don't know what the needs are. We expect that we're probably going to need to take some more emergency evacuation kitties out pretty quick, just to keep up with what's going on there.
Yeah, how soon can you see that? Like in the next couple days, week?
This is probably going to be ongoing. I'm hoping that they can get in there pretty quick. I did talk to them yesterday. They were still working to get to the area. So once they're there, they're going to have to try again to get some more emergency waivers, because the big problem is that usually for transport, you have to have vet exams and health certs, and those take a while per animal. And when you need to evacuate quickly, you need to do things a little bit faster. So we'll see how fast that they can get in there and get the planes out of there. I mean, the airports are going to have to be open for us to get, or I should say for the ASPCA to get their planes in there. And then, we'll take as many as we can. We've already committed to taking, as many as we can possibly get in on a regular basis until things get under control.
Now, do you know if Florida is doing this like for other states too, or is it just Massachusetts? Like, are we the only ones like accepting the animals, or is there like other states too?
I'm sure other states are also involved. I mean, Florida is a very big state, and they have a big animal population in their shelters. So this is going to take a widespread effort to get all these animals out of there. I mean, we're already been involved with taking animals from Florida before the hurricane because of overcrowding. So now I can only imagine what it's like. Hopefully the people that evacuated did take their pets with them. After Katrina, there was a law passed to make sure that pets could be in human shelters during emergencies. So hopefully we're not going to see another Katrina as far as owned animals, and that all of those got out. Unfortunately, that law does not translate to shelters, and so that's why there's a big scramble to get them out.
Now, if you do see more like cats coming in, or even dogs, because you accept both, I guess I'm kind of like, so the capacity of the shelter won't matter, I guess, if you guys do keep coming in with more animals.
We can only take what we have capacity for, but we do have emergency rooms and stuff that we can use. And we also have 2 satellite adoption centers in Framingham and Northborough. So we will move animals there. We will get them processed as quickly as possible. And as long as adoptions are strong, we can keep processing them as fast as possible. We've taken full plane loads before of 100 or more dogs and cats from emergencies. So we can do that, get them all processed, the 48-hour quarantine. We have hospitals. Fortunately, we're blessed with that because of our program to keep pets in the homes. So we have veterinarians on staff that can help to, evaluate the animals, make sure they're healthy, and get them right out on the adoption floors.
So all the animals have been pretty good in like condition wise, right? They all have been kind of pretty much healthy, or?
Yes, all these animals were already on the adoption floor down there, ready to get adopted when this storm hit. So that's what made it, very easy for this initial ones to come in, and we had hoped to get more in because they were already ready to be adopted. So that makes them very quick turnaround. Now after the hurricane, it's probably going to be more animals, maybe with injuries or things like that are going to take us longer to get them ready for adoption.
Okay, perfect. Also, I don't know if this is possible, but could we see like all the cats in the shelter, like a quick like panorama or something? I don't know if, are you like on a computer or a phone?
I am on a computer, but I can certainly do my best.
Yeah.
Let me just shut this one in.
So how many of those cats are already like in the process of being adopted? Like how many are left for like sale?
There's still, everybody's up for adoption. They just came down last night. So
okay, there's just people interested, no one claimed any yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
So this is another one from the case. So that's one there. This is already filling his face. Get through some more pictures.
Oh, that one has a little blanket.
He's so comfortable. Let me get some more for you. Can't really see that one. Let's see. There's one in here. Can you see them okay?
Yeah.
There's another one there. This one's all sleeping.
They're all like tired.
I know, huh? Well, this is nap time. They've already been fed, so let's see. You don't need. There we go. Hi, baby. Hello, Bobby. Okay, so that's pretty much everybody at this point.
So do you guys still have volunteers helping out too at the shelter with all this,
Yes.
taking care of them?
My volunteers at the organization here to do, they do a lot of our cleaning, care, playing with them, brushing them, all of that stuff to get them ready for adoption.
Okay, perfect. And how often do they come in?
They typically come in twice a day, and they are here, usually first thing in the morning, and then they're here in the evening to make sure that they're fed twice a day, they're cleaned constantly, but heavy cleaning twice a day. So that's what our volunteers do. But they also take them into one of our rooms. They'll brush them, play with them. We have a room for some of our special cats that need more time to settle in, so they'll spend time with them as well.
How many volunteers do you have at the moment?
We have in our organization over 275 volunteers. They're also, they volunteer here, they volunteer at our hospitals, they volunteer for events and things like that. In fact, we have an event coming up in Springfield on November 3rd, which is celebrating 40,000 animals that have been helped just through our Springfield location. So we have that going too. And I was just talking to our people that, we should take the proceeds from that and put it right into our emergency work, because I have a feeling we're going to need it.
Yeah, especially with this ongoing event.
Yes.
Yeah, I could imagine. I'm definitely gonna have to try to check that out too. You said November 3rd, right?
November 3rd. It's Cocktails for Tails. It's at the Springfield Country Club, and it's a Thursday night from 5:30 to 9:30. It's a open bar, and some food and some music, and it's just, it was planned months ago as a celebration, but I think what we're going to do is designate the funds for emergency work, because I think that's really important right now. I think this is going to be a longer term process, because just from what the pictures I've seen already down there, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's coming in really bad. I think
It is.
they've been saying it's like one of the worst cases too of hurricanes down there too.
Yeah, I thought I heard this morning that it was one of the top 4 that has ever hit the country. And Fort Myers was just the before and after pictures. I mean, it's just obliterated. So we're trying to figure out, one of the places that we got was in the Lee County in Fort Myers area. So I hope the shelter's still standing, because that's another issue that I've seen happen. It happened during Katrina, where one of the shelters had 9 feet of water. So the shelter was not usable during the emergency. So, and they had to set up in a warehouse. So I'm worried that, that could happen too. And that's going to add to the need to move animals out.
Yeah, so there's a possibility a shelter could cave. Actually, there's a couple of them in the area. So which towns like in Florida have you been getting them from?
I would have to double check. I know it was in the press release. I know Lee County was one of them, and that's one of the hardest hit areas. That was in as some of the ones that we pulled from, but I don't remember which ones ended up getting on, because like I said, we had hoped to get 150 on that plane, and we only ended up getting 50 because they would not give us the waivers. I shouldn't say us, but they wouldn't let the process get the waivers to get more on the plane.
Yeah.
So that's a big concern, because that's a lot of animals that were still in the shelters down there that couldn't get out. I mean, they're too far down to drive out of it fast enough, and so planes were it. And they closed the airports Tuesday midday.
Yeah, so do you think that's going to be an issue then, with the airports closed to get these animals back out here? Because I know you guys are looking to get more in. So how do you think that's going to operate now?
I would hope that they can get in there. Usually airports are one of the first ones to get cleared. I had heard that they were opening up Tampa. So that's good news. As far as the smaller airports that the ASPCA planes get into, I don't know what the conditions are. I'm sure I'll talk to them either later today or tomorrow once they get in there, and see how quickly, because it's also finding a plane and a pilot to get there too. Is the big thing, to get these out of there. And then they've got to be processed, see if they can get the waivers to get them out quickly. Otherwise, that again slows things down, because health certificates take a while to get. And so we'll have to see how that goes.
Okay. Do you know if there's, so since the shelters aren't fully like caved in or anything yet, is there people still like in there, like helping these animals kind of get evacuated?
I don't know what the conditions of the shelters are right now. Communications are down and stuff. As far as I know, they've only made contact with one shelter worker and she was physically okay, but I don't know what the conditions yet are of the shelters. I think you might want to reach out to the ASPCA on that because
Yeah.
they have teams on the ground down there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the emergency team, right? You were mentioning, so.
Yeah, we're partners with them. So we are an emergency placement partner for them. So when they do, they're the ones that are actually on the ground down there. And so we are the ones that help to, one of the partners that will take the animals once they get them rescued.
Okay, okay, so they're doing all that work. Okay.
Yeah, our teams do go down there to help with that.
Yeah.
From time to time, like I said, we went to Katrina, we went to her Superstorm Sandy. We've done many of them. It depends on the need. We don't know yet what the need is, if it's just evacuation or if it's going to be, search and rescue type things, stuff like that, as to what we can do to help. Sometimes they'll set up emergency shelters and some of our people will go down there and help with the care of the animals because you need a lot of hands to take care of those animals until they can get evacuated, especially if they have to have medical needs addressed prior to evacuation, things like that.
Okay, but as of now, no Massachusetts volunteers will be down there at the moment.
I don't know. It's from our location. No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if any other emergency teams from Massachusetts have gone there yet or not.
Okay, all right. I'll definitely have to reach out to the ASPCA.
Yep.
On that then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for your input. I really did appreciate this. That concludes our interview. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you.